I'm Roshan. I'm from corporate communications. I've been with Thermax for almost 20 years. Thermax had its beginnings in Wanson, India. Before that, Mr. Batena, the founder, had a small outfit called the National Steel in Mumbai. And then they decided that, they will form a kind of joint venture or a tie-up with a Belgian company, a boiler company called Wanson. And Wanson will be our partner in launching this business. So we started this business of having small boilers, what were called baby boilers, which will be provided to the industry for steam. Because as you know, utilities is our main business as it evolved to be. So we started with the boilers. Obviously, boiler is nothing but a pressure cooker, a big pressure cooker, and it requires water. And the water quality in India, across India, varies. Hard water, soft water, it has got fluoride, it has got arsenic, all kinds of water quality issues are there. So we were getting the help of water treatment companies. So that some point of time we thought, here is a business, why don't we move into water? So from boilers, steam boilers, we moved into water treatment at that point of time. Then in the 1970s, by then the Wanson tie-up was over, Thermax became independent. At that time it was called thermodynamics, etc. Names. The name Thermax happened only in 1980. Okay. So we were there, independent as a company, and then we also had a global situation. The oil crunch, oil shock of the 1970s happened when oil producing companies, OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Companies, they formed a cartel and jacked up the prices of oil. So at that point of time, India, like any other economy, was heavily dependent on oil. So oil suddenly became very expensive, so what do? It was at that point of time Thermax introduced this boiler called multi-therm, which could be using coal or eventually any other kind of solid fuel, agro waste, all these kinds of things. So Thermax was largely instrumental in weaning away the Indian economy from its dependence on oil and moved into multi-fuel kind of a situation. So obviously when you are burning coal and other fuels, pollution happens, So we got the help of pollution control companies for air pollution control. So we thought, like it happened with water, why don't we move into air pollution? So organically we moved from steam generation boilers into water and eventually into air pollution control, which our business is called Enviro. Okay. So it was an organic kind of a growth. At this point of time, from steam and heat, we moved into what's called heat recovery. People like Ramani, one of our stalwarts here. Ramani's team was bundled into a group called Heat Recovery Division. At that time, HRD was not Human Resource Development. It was Heat Recovery Division. And these people's job was to see how waste heat could be recovered. That cell eventually grew into what's called our cooling business. And at that time, it was a revolutionary concept in India. Of course, absorption cooling as a business had been there in Japan from the turn of 20th century itself. But because power was cheap, no one was bothered about it. No one really tried to develop it, other than Japan, Korea, China, these companies. So with heat recovery, we hit upon this industrial solution. Instead of electricity, which is anyway in short supply, why don't we have heat as the input for generating cooling? So as I mentioned, it was one instance of romancing the business, At the heart of an ice block, imagine there's a flame. That is one of the visuals that one of our branding organizations had carried also. That from heat, can you create ice cubes? Like instead of electricity, actually heat was used to generate cooling. So absorption cooling became one of our big businesses eventually. Initially, we had a tie-up with the Japanese giant Sanyo. Then we absorbed the technology, we indigenized the technology, and we came into our own. And we still continue to be the market leader in India with almost 80% market share in that particular business. Okay. Globally also, we are one of the few companies which operate in that space. So from heat recovery, we moved on to the other area, obviously. Aga's pet theme of generating power from steam, so that the power scarce Indian economy also could find a solution that way. Okay. So we moved into what's called a cogen business, what is called cogeneration, which eventually would become our power generation. Cogeneration means that, wherever steam is required, we put up a bigger boiler, generate captive power also. But eventually we realized that it is not just cogen alone. There are companies which might not require steam, but they need power. So we moved full blast into power generation also, which happened after the 90s at the beginning of the 21st century. In between, another big landmark happened, that we went public in 1995. So we started our operation in 1966. 91 we celebrated our silver jubilee. Roughly 4 years after our 25-year celebration, we went public. And going public, of course, was a major development for Thermax. And Mr. Aga has gone on record to say that, now my responsibilities have really increased. Initially, I was responsible for my actions to my family, customers, employees. But now the universe of stakeholders have become bigger. I got the shareholders now. I'm answerable as a company. We, the promoters, are answerable to many more issues.